We're live coming from Adelaide, Ghana land. A little bit of a spelling mishap, but all good fun. So, we are here outside the headquarters of Santos in Adelaide, Ghana country, and we are outside the track for the criterium race, which will be starting shortly. And we have some rebels who have sprayed Dump Santos. This is an action in protest against Santos, fossil fuel company, being the sponsor of the Tour Down Under bicycle race. Black paint, and we have one rebel foot glued on, and we have another brave rebel with a hand glued on. All happened very quickly. To the amusement of some passers-by. That was a bit hectic. So, welcome to the live stream. We're here in Adelaide, Ghana land, stolen Ghana country, and I acknowledge the traditional owners of this country. We're here to protest the sponsoring of the Tour Down Under by Santos. And we have a few more rebels arriving with a clear message: Dump Santos into the sun. Mixed reviews from passers-by, but I think more positive than not. Oh. Okay. Oops. Welcome those who are watching. Thank you for looking at the live stream. Very quiet as far as police and security, none in sight whatsoever. So what we're calling for somebody's concerned that it's illegal to do this. I think we're fully aware that this is illegal action. This is called civil disobedience, and we are performing acts of civil disobedience, Extinction Rebellion, South Australia, to denounce Santos, the filthy fossil fuel company that is a South Australian company headquartered here in South Australia. And out come some banners. We love the bikes, we love the bike race. We've had some of our members took part in the challenge, community challenge yesterday, grueling 120 odd K hill ride, and love bikes. We do not think there is any place for fossil fuel companies to be sponsoring a fossil free race like the Tour Down Under. So really, why is this a problem? What is Santos doing? Why are they sponsoring large amounts of money on this race? It's all part of the greenwashing and sports washing. Many people are now becoming familiar with the term sports washing. I'd say about a year ago it was little known. Now it is a well-known term. Sports washing, whereby Santos is buying social license through sports sponsorship, using dirty money to gain social credibility. We cannot allow Santos to buy social consent for dangerous fossil fuel projects. Everybody knows it as Santos Tour Down Under. You can see their branding everywhere. We are protesting that. We do not agree that by throwing some money at a bicycle race, you can become socially acceptable. We got rid of big tobacco, and we'll get rid of Santos too. People would not dream of having tobacco money to sponsor sports now. So here goes the race. Great race. They're looping around the city, doing a city circuit. This race itself actually isn't a main sponsor of Santos race, I'm glad to say. Some of the racers commenting on the banners. Thank you, Janet. Just seen your comment. So here we've got some, not sure what's happening here. Oh, these are security, making sure health and safety is all right. But as we said, it's largely community campaigns that forced out tobacco companies out of sports. That's okay, I'm walking back there. Yeah, and so we don't want your money. We got rid of tobacco money, and it was community pressure that saw that in the end. And just like tobacco, everybody I think now knows that tobacco companies for decades hid the truth about how dangerous the tobacco industry is and absolutely deleterious to health, an absolute killer. So now it has come to light that Exxon also knew decades ago of the health hazards of fossil fuels and emissions and what it is going to be doing to the planet. And they too have been trying to hide what is going on. It's irrefutable that these fossil fuels are greatly damaging the planet. Not sure how many leaps these are going to do. We've got the men's race on first, and then the women's race will be happening. And back to the sponsorship and sports washing. Got rid of tobacco. We need to do the same for dirty gas, coal and oil companies whose products are a threat to the health, safety and future of all life on this planet. A lot of sun coming down. Now we need to do the same, as I was saying, for dirty gas and coal. Safety of the planet is what is paramount. Last year the Australian Open dropped Santos as a sponsor, and so must the Tour Down Under. Well, that lovely lady just called us fucking dickheads, so that's a real shame. I thought she was... anyway, takes all sorts. And always in our actions, up until now, always in our actions, we use chalk spray and concoctions of flour and water and colouring, food dyes to make fake oil and flake mud. This time, we're just so fed up that we've actually used paint. This is not washable paint. This is the real deal. The time had come. Ooh, very windy here, and barriers are growing. Somebody said nature's pissed. So we're looking after our CPs who are glued on. It's quite interesting that the police haven't shown up. I think they may be just leaving us to it until the race is finished, which will be probably 8 o'clock tonight, but you never know. Just ask my CPs. Would you say something? Camera? Sure? Okay, yes,
I really think Santos has to go. I think it's awful that they're sports washing this event, but it's so much more than that. They're desecrating so much sacred land and country for profit against everybody's permission. They use taxpayer dollars to fund the climate crisis. I just think that they need to be called out for what they're doing, which is killing us. And to me, this is an act of self-defense against that catastrophe.
I think that's pretty clear. They're killing us. There's a great strong wind caused by these buildings along the street. We get this wind tunnel, and it's pretty strong. So we've moved off the road a bit, probably out of the wind as well. End Fossil Fuels Now is a campaign that Extinction Rebellion South Australia started last year and will be going on through to the middle of this year. Last year we blockaded, Extinction Rebellion South Australia blockaded an oil and gas engineers conference that was being held at our convention centre. For 3 days we had a very strong presence blockading the entrances to that conference, which was sponsored by Santos, of course, and lots of oil mining engineers there. Oh, so they haven't actually started yet. Okay, it's coming up at 6. So, Tour Down Under was the next stage of our End Fossil Fuels Now campaign. And not next year, we are in next year. Later this year, there is another petroleum conference going to be in Adelaide, and we will be making our presence felt there. So, into the sun. Sorry, you probably can't see anything there, but the racers are lined up, getting ready. Oh, we do have one of our trusty camera people there. Keep getting near the view. Yes, could probably do with some safety pins, which I don't have. Well, a chant there about CCS being a pack of lies, which is to do with carbon capture, which Santos is really heavily promoting. Oh, he thought it's We're the vandals. Yeah, it's true. It is an act of vandalism, yes. Civil disobedience is vandalism. Yes, CCS, carbon capture. Oh, the police are on the other side of the road, so they're taking their time now. It does not work. It has been shown scientifically not to work, but our state government and Santos are still saying this is the future, this is the solution to it all. This will solve all the problems by capturing the carbon. The only way to capture the carbon is to leave it in the ground. Don't dig it up. Want to say something to camera? You don't have to. If you want. No, that's fine. No, that's fine. It can be very stressful being glued on, so not everybody is able to speak to camera, which is fine. Oh, this wind. Whoops. I'm going to lose some of my notes if I'm not careful. Anyway, if anybody just joined us, we are here in Flinders Street in Adelaide. We are outside the headquarters, 60 Flinders Street of Santos, mining coal gas company, and they are the sponsors of the Tour Down Under cycle race, which is currently taking place in Adelaide. We are here to protest. We have been at every day of the race, and with our partner well have been protesting. So every day there's been a presence of some sort at Tour Down Under races to say, get rid of Santos. It is not acceptable to have a fossil fuel company sponsoring the race. Oops, sorry about that. Interesting little fact about Santos is late last year in Western Australia there was a large spill of oil from one of their offshore rigs, which has been covered up by the Western Australia government and Santos themselves. So there's so much going on which we don't get to hear about. We're also another very, very sad fact about all of this. Sorry, I'm tussling with some papers here, so my camera's going all over the place. Got some notes so I don't forget. Here come some police. I shall move out of the way. So, as I was saying, Santos continue to drill and frack for oil and gas, even though they're trying to get their social licence through sports washing and greenwashing community events. The South Australian government, would you believe, has announced a climate emergency. And in 2022, Minister Susan Close was really gleeful, standing on the steps of Parliament House with climate activists. And when she was up there, she was really proud to state that the newly elected SA government would declare a climate emergency. And they did. It was fantastic. But then, however, now Deputy Premier Close has now completely missed the point this last week and said it's misguided to target a cycling event. XR is not titling a cycling race or event. They are proud that we in South Australia have got a prestigious international cycling race. It's fantastic. But what XR is targeting is the sponsorship of Santos. And Minister Close was unable to differentiate the two. The South Australian government has clearly shown that they are totally in bed with the fossil fuel companies. They are not following through on their declaration of a climate emergency. They are approving new fossil fuel operations. And we want Santos to just get out of the Tour Down Under. The Tourism Minister, Minister Zoe Bettison, also decried Extinction Rebellion protesting against Santos as a sponsor. So it's very, very sad state of affairs at the moment. The race is just going to go off. Thank you for the comments and seeing a few of the comments coming in. Oh, Gabby, yes. Hi, Gabby. The race is off and we are here, glued on by a foot and a hand. Whoops. Get out of the way of bikes and police. Hi Trish, welcome to the live stream. bicycles who are glued on. The bicycle race is going down the other side of the road. So they're taking the details of the two CPs. We know from experience now, if somebody is glued on, the police have to wait for the staff force to come, because apparently only the highly trained staff force can wield acetone to get them off. A couple of very, very windy. I'm sure what the negotiators are at the moment. I'll move out of the way. But it can take quite a while for the staff force to arrive. And I think as we're not blocking a road or anything, police are often happy just to leave us hanging around. Thank you. I say to Anna. Yes, Dump Santos. We've had enough of Santos. Oh, getting some out of the sun here. Hi Miriam, thank you for your wishes. And away from Louis to Miriam, who's saying good work Adelaide. Just a couple of young women there who are keen to find out more about what we're doing and who we are. Sorry, camera goes out, the sun is very bright coming, heading, facing west, so you can see what the people are doing. Lots of excitement from the race. Alright, a few people walking by to get positions on the barriers. So as I said, we're here protesting outside Santos headquarters. So the messages come from the police, please don't go on the road. Okay. So we've been asked by the police not to go on the road because it's unsafe. And for this action we had absolutely no intention to go on the road. Our intention, as you can see, is to show that it is black and white. Santos is a dirty fossil fuel company and has no place in greenwashing itself. So trying out now. I'm going to try and the camera's going to go down. Sorry guys. Help me pick up a bag. It is extremely windy along here. Very windy. But yes, it is black and white as we are declaring with our black paint and white message, Dump Santos. It is clear cut. We just want Santos to leave sports alone. Welcome. Hi Mimi. Thanks for tuning in. Lots of carbon in bikes I notice here. Very, very expensive bikes around about the place. Here they come. Teams going by, which is a race. The criterium race is separate from the actual Tour Down Under International, so I don't think this race today goes towards there. scores. I really don't know much about racing, but never mind. Who else have we got here that's snuck on? Janelle, hi. See who else is here? Oh, trying not to muck up my live stream. Don't want to press the wrong thing. So, dirty old Santos. Bit of cleaning up to do here. So they'll probably be spiffy clean for them on Monday morning. The last stage of the Tour Down Under is tomorrow, and Extinction Rebellion will be a presence up at Breakers in the Adelaide Hills, beautiful Breakers. So we'll be up there having a picnic with some banners, just to round off the end of the Tour Down Under. So we'll see how that goes. Are you okay? Do you want a tissue? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
God.
all right. No worries.
Sarah, could you come and help? Because I can't bend down with the camera. Can you put the stuff in? Right, sorry, had a little mishap there. Wasn't really able to pick up, otherwise all you'd look at was pavement.
There's some beverages and food available just up to the finish line.
Hello, welcome. I think a couple more people have joined us. Let's see. Oh, trying to move the messages up, but I'm frightened of pressing the wrong thing. Not sure which camera stream this is. TV News. Oh, Channel 9. Channel 9 News is here. So what's the time? And then we might be getting a bit on the news tonight, which is always good. I must say that in recent times, the media in Adelaide has changed their attitude. They still, some of them still call us cranks and nuts and what have you, and nut jobs. But there is not the denial that the climate is changing. Not so much as it used to be. So we've been getting a lot of publicity over the Tour Down Under, which is highlighting to the general public that it is a crisis point. We are really desperate. United Nations have clearly stated, and Guterres continues to say that the real criminals are the fossil fuel companies. Strategic on this. So, Dirty Santos has to go. So, for a few people have, I think most people watching really know what we're on about, but we're here to stop the greenwashing and sports washing, calling out Santos for their dirty fuel. Santos is buying social license through sports sponsorship and sports washing. Lots of cameras about. We cannot allow thinking of cutting it? Oh yes, that'd be good. Yeah. So our media spokes is going to have a chat in a minute, but he's just talking to Channel 9 to see if they want an interview. And then we'll be... So it's so windy, very windy, and a lot of noise bouncing up the buildings. So, okay. Bikes going. Around the corner maybe, Chris. Yeah. Whew, that kills the wind. There we go.
Hello. So yeah, hi everyone. We are here at the Tour Down Under criterium, and we're just in front of Santos. And as I'm sure Izzy's explained, it's Chris here, by the way, and we're on, of course, stolen Ghana country, beautiful Ghana country, and you can see a bike race that's happening sort of behind me. What you'll notice though is all the branding's disappeared. It looks like the Tour Down Under sponsors, of which Santos is one of them, aren't a real big fan of being associated with Santos. So yeah, we've got several activists here who've put, as you can see, the Dump Santos message up, and they've chucked a bunch of black paint at the building too. All the spectators here are having a nice look, asking what's going on. Our demand is that XRSA and the South Australian government dump Santos as a sponsor. I mean, one of the questions to ask here is, who are the vandals? It's not these people here. They're here to protect, the natural well, which is breaking down due to climate collapse. The real criminals are the people at Santos, who are pursuing dangerous new oil and gas projects, and they're leveraging the sponsorships that they have in sports, at the Tour Down Under of Port Adelaide Football Club. There's a bunch of groups they're sponsoring, and they do that to create social consent for these dangerous new projects. We know that Santos is going to pursue this the Narrabri gas project, which would involve ripping up the Pilliga Forest in New South Wales on Gomeroi country to drill down 850 gas wells, right? The creating those gas wells could, potentially put at risk the Great Artesian Basin, right? A major water supply, the largest artesian basin in the entire world. That's literally what's at stake here, right? But the South Australian government loves to align with it. We had loves to align themselves with Santos. We had Susan Close, our Environment Minister, the other day mock our protest, asking why are we targeting a cycling race? I think the question is, why is Santos targeting a cycling race? They're targeting it because they want to associate themselves with a clean, green sport like cycling. And three other ministers as well have come out against this protest of Santos. It's a real shame. Fortunately, we've had a bunch of solidarity from some of our friends at the Greens. We got Senator Dorinda Cox, who put out a release right at the very start of the Tour Down Under. We've had Barbara Pocock put some great statements out there on their social media in support of what we're doing here. The same locally with Tammy Franks and Rob as well. And even, some of the community groups like Bike Adelaide have come out in support of dumping Santos. Right. Sorry, I'm just going 100 miles an hour. But yeah, so the thing to understand about it is that this is a company that, I think 10 years ago, they spilled 250,000 litres of oil in Queensland, right? Potentially, almost putting at risk, a bunch of drinking water and stuff, right? And they were completely unpunished for doing that. And now they want to, drill more of these, oil wells in, in the Pilliga. These gas wells in the Pilliga. It's terrible. And it's supported by, this is supported by the South Australian government. Tom Koutsantonis, our energy minister, said it was a national disgrace that the approvals on the Narrabri gas project, this project in the Pilliga for 850 gas wells, it was a national disgrace that it would take so long to get this project approved, right? Funnily enough, Tom Koutsantonis, his former head of staff, who's now the head of government affairs at Santos, is the brother of our Premier Peter Malinauskas. Now, we're not suggesting necessarily any wrongdoing there, but it just shows like how close and tidy the relationship is between the industry and government. You know, like Peter Malinauskas' brother literally moved between Santos, Beach Energy, and the state. It's disgusting. It's totally disgusting. So we want this boys club to get together and like end this sponsorship, because it's within their power to do that. One of the scary things is that South Australia is becoming like the home of sports washing. We've got it with fossil fuels and the Tour Down Under. It's absolutely terrible. We've got it with the human rights atrocities from the Saudi Arabian government and the Live Golf tournament as well. It's ridiculous. Like, this is the events agenda that Peter Malinauskas is putting forward. It's terrible. So if you're watching this, we've still got one more day left of action. It's up at Crafers. You can find it out by just checking our events page or finding it from there, and hopefully we'll see you on the streets tomorrow. And I think I've talked enough, haven't I, Izzy?
That's okay.
Awesome.
Save me from talking.
I'm glad. Awesome.
Thanks, Chris.
Well, actually, for anyone that's watching, totally recommend going back through our Facebook page and finding the amazing live stream from the Gomeroi folk at that was earlier in this week. A massive amount of people came out in support of that really moving live stream. So please take a moment to give that a look, and we'll see you on the streets.
Thanks, Chris. See you at the barricades. And yes, as Chris said, as mentioned earlier, tomorrow at Crafers, it's the last leg of the Tour Down Under cycle race, and we'll have a big presence up in Crafers. We'll have some fun, having a picnic, be there by 11 because roads are shutting, I think, from 11, so you have to get up there early, get yourself a posse, and let's see what happens. Please come back. They're looking at the spray cans to assess what it is has been sprayed on the window, and Peter, cheers Peter, brave rebel, Frizzle. Peter's just been arrested. Peter has been arrested for spraying Dump Santos on the Santos building, and we're going to have arrest support go with him. So they're being very considerate, the police, today. I think they're just sorting out his gear because he'll be going to the watch house. And you okay standing there all this time?
Yeah, I'm alright, thank you.
Don't need a sometimes.
They're not giving us the same urgent responses to a TDU race.
No.
That's
That's right. Yes. Our CP was saying, and if you caught that this race is not sponsored by Santos, and the police are being very, very low key. Whereas actions where we've been at for the last week, races sponsored by Santos, the police have been a little bit overreaction in some cases, and the security at a race yesterday were pretty full on too. So there we go. Peter's gone off with the. Has he gone? Was there a paddy wagon for him, or are they walking to watch up?
He's agreed to cease loitering.
Oh, he's ceasing to loiter. Okay, so there wasn't an arrest. He's agreed to cease loitering, and he's moved on. So that was pretty good. Like I said, they've been quite low key here. Crowds are absolutely banking up further down the road, which you wouldn't be able to see because it's into the sun. I don't think it would show up on the camera. So yeah, it's a good vibe down here. It's a great race. We love the Tour Down Under. Fantastic, huge international race. But we just detest the toxic sponsor. Now, I think we'll be waiting for a while before Staff Force comes. So I think as things have quietened down a little bit, I'm going to, I think, cut this live stream, and then as soon as something ramps up again, have they gone for the Staff Force? Are we waiting for that? Okay, we're not really sure what's happening about those who are glued on.
I think they are all right.
So Louis happy to bed down here. So with the hand glued on, that might be a little uncomfortable. So
Just keeping the pressure on tying a roof there and getting over
yeah,
two long units of horsepower for those.
a little bit of a consult going on here. Just going to have a consult with Chris. Quite lightly here. I think just a little consult, and I'm going to end this live stream because I think we're going to be left hanging around here for quite a while. So I'll end this live stream, and when things start ramping up again, keep an eye out because I'll be starting another live stream. So thanks for all of those who's tuned in. Some have come, some have gone, and I will be back again when the next stage of the action happens.